Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with a preview and breakdown of the Steelers Sunday game week 8 against the Cleveland Browns Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Big one for Pittsburgh. Won't call it a must win, but I think a very good litmus test for what this Steelers team is or is not against the Browns. Jumping right into it with the Steelers on offense against the Browns defense. Obviously, Pittsburgh has to do a good job of staying on script, staying on schedule. That means a more efficient, effective run game, something they've done a better job of since the Packers game. Certainly got even better against the Broncos, and then it was good enough, I would say, against Seattle. But that Browns front seven is going to be tough, and they're stout. And I think it's a really underratedly good group against the run. They don't allow a lot of big plays. They don't allow a lot of efficiency. They're averaging, I think, 3.7 yards per carry against in the NFL, second best in the league. And you talk about some of the interior guys, Malik Jackson, Malik McDowell, and McDowell was the high pick of Seattle several years ago that had an ATV accident, some off the field issues, but he kind of found himself and re-emerged this year in camp with the Browns. They are missing JOK, their top linebacker, but they got Anthony Walker who's playing well, Mac Wilson, talkie as well. Still some injury concerns with that Browns front seven. Some guys are we're not sure if they're going to play or not. Jadavian Clowney, Tack McKinley, but overall I think it's a really stout defensive line. It's a good front seven. They're gap sound. They chase the ball well whenever you see guards pull and the backside ends on blocks. So it's a group that does not have any, to me, major weaknesses in terms of run defense. But for Pittsburgh, being able to run the ball effectively, it's going to be key in any week, but especially this week. Looking for the Steelers passing game and the number one matchup to watch, offense, defense. This is going to be the key one. It's an obvious one, but Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle against Myles Garrett, and I'm assuming Moore is going to start at left tackle. I guess that's not 100% confirmed. What's going to happen with Zach Banner? Is he going to start? Or what's going to happen with the core for if Banner starts? But I'm working under the assumption right now that Dan Moore Jr. is going to be the left tackle, and he's not had a great season. It's been tough, and he's certainly been thrown into the fire being a rookie to start right away and play all those snaps and have difficult matchups, but none will be tougher than this week against Miles Garrett. I know Garrett can play either side, and he has in watching the tape, but I can almost promise you they're going to have him almost exclusively at right defensive end against Dan Moore because you want to go after the rookie who did not have a great game against Seattle, who had his issues there against speed, and Garrett can win with speed and power, and Moore's had issues really with both things at times. So how the Steelers try to help him, how they slide the protection his way, how they try to chip, how they may use alignments and things like that to try to widen Miles Garrett to elongate his path. That'll be interesting. It's a little bit tougher to do on the left side than the right side. When you're going against a Von Miller, the line kind of naturally more or less slides to the right, and you can chip and put the tight end there. That happens a little more frequently, but certainly you're going to have to give Dan Moore help. But Moore is going to have to play the best game of his life, and even then, I'm really worried that's going to be one where you're just going to see Garrett take over. And again, you got to stay out of third and long. You have to do that every single game. But when you're facing an elite pass rusher like Miles Garrett, if you're in third and 7 plus, you're really opening yourself up there with the games and stunts and twists, and then just Garrett winning one on one. That will be the most crucial part of this game. And then briefly in coverage, the Browns, they run a variety of coverages. They run zone, they run man. They don't blitz a lot. It's around 20%, one of the lower numbers in football. They trust and certainly are capable of getting their front four to get home. Although, again, with the injuries, Clowney's beat up pretty good. McKinley's dealing with an injury. So we'll see who's available and who is not there. I will say whenever the Browns face 3-by-1 formation, so three receivers to one side and a receiver backside, they usually play split coverages. Well, they'll lock that backside corner on the X receiver, which in this case for Pittsburgh would be Deontay Johnson, and then they'll kind of play a mix of matchup zone to the trip side. So can Johnson win those one-on-one matchups backside? No Denzel Ward for Cleveland. That's going to be big. So I'm not sure if they'll be facing Greedy Williams or Greg Newsom or how that's going to go for the Browns. But Johnson winning one on one as that kind of locked X receiver, really important in this game. Defensively for Pittsburgh against the Browns offense, we'll hear it a million times from now till Sunday, and certainly the key throughout the game is how well Pittsburgh's front seven and how well the defense overall stops the run. And to me, run defense is not just a front seven thing; it's going to be an 11-man job. You're going to see a ton of Terrell Edmonds in the box, so his play will be important. Cleveland has a really good system. They have a great personality. I mean, they don't get off script, off schedule. They stick to their game plan, and they're just a well coached team. And so they run this zone scheme that's super effective. Pittsburgh's a much better job of defending some of the more man and gap and power blocking schemes than they do zone schemes. You got to be gap sound. You got to be able to flow with gaps because In a zone scheme, the gaps are going to change. What looks like your A gap pre snap is going to change when the line starts flowing to the right, for example, post snap. And Pittsburgh did not do a good enough job of being in their gap last week against Seattle, or 2 weeks ago against Seattle, Week 6. That was one reason why they had so many issues in in the third quarter against Alex Collins and company. So some of those young guys up front have to play well. Pittsburgh's probably going to be in their base defense quite a bit in this game. The Browns are a heavy, 12 personnel, 21 personnel type team. Some fullbacks, some pony backfields with two running backs on the field. They're getting Nick Chubb back, multiple tight ends, and Joku, Hooper, Harrison Bryant, and others. So how that young defensive line does, Isaiah Bugs in particular, certainly has to play better. But other guys like Loudermilk, if he's active, we should be active because Carlos Davis is down, and then Henry Mondeau as well. He's not been great at the point of attack. He's a good athlete, so he can flow well against zone schemes, but can he hold the point of attack and hold this gap? That'll be important. But you got to limit his tackles. They had 19 of them against Seattle in week 6. You got to be a lot more just sound and run of the football and not let Nick Chubb break a tackle and then go for 10 yards more. He's going to break some tackles because he's Nick Chubb. But if he breaks one, you get him down for an extra yard or two. You can probably live with that in most cases, but not whenever he's breaking a tackle and then busting off the 20 plus yard run off of that. In the past game, not a lot of like huge concerns in this one. They've had some injuries. Beckham's been beat up. He's questionable. He'll probably play in this one, but his effectiveness is certainly going to be in doubt. Jarvis Landry's battling a knee injury, but he's a guy that's going to catch like 3 passes, but for 30 yards and all on third down. Like he's just that kind of guy that really breaks your back in those gotta have it situations. The concern for me, especially with Baker now a quarterback and not Case Keenum, is they're gonna still run the heavy personnel like they did last year in the wild card game in Week 17. They're going to go out there with their big guys and then spread the field horizontally and go empty. And that keeps Pittsburgh in the base defense. It walks linebackers out, might not allow TJ Watt to rush the passer as often if he's going to walk out there and play, hook curl zone against the tight end. And then Baker will just use the short, quick passing game on spacing concepts to hit tight ends and hit receivers against linebackers over the middle. So I imagine, Cleveland will continue to do that. They did that last year with great success. They did that to open up the game against Arizona a couple weeks ago with Baker at quarterback. So with him there running the show, how Pittsburgh defends the field, not so much vertically, although the Browns do have a speedster threat in Anthony Schwartz, the rookie from Auburn, but how they defend things horizontally is always kind of more of a trouble spot for Pittsburgh, who is playing more zone coverage this year. So it is easier for receivers to find soft spots in zone and find grass. So that's the concern there for Pittsburgh defending the Browns pass game. So overall, my prediction in this one, you guys are not going to like it. I'm sorry to say. I will be glad to be wrong, and you guys will let me know of it. But I have the Browns winning this one 23-20. Just their identity's better, their scheme is better. They have that personality defined more than Pittsburgh. The Steelers are getting better in that regard, but they're still trying to figure out exactly who they are and how they can win consistently on a week-to-week basis. And I just worry that Pittsburgh A will struggle to stop the run consistently, and then B, struggle to run the ball offensively consistently. There's been improvements there, but the Browns defense, underrated unit overall, and on the road, snap count issues, crowd noise issues, that's going to be a factor as well. But I think it'll be close. Pittsburgh certainly is capable of winning this game. They are the healthier team, and that's one positive thing working in their favor. But trench play, I give the edge to the Browns. And so victory, I give the edge to the Browns. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your score prediction in the comments below. Will Pittsburgh get to 4-3 or will they fall to 3-4 on the season? Appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe if you guys have not done so already, and we'll talk to you soon.